never gives up. He's always there, fighting for freedom over land and air. G.I. Joe! G.I. Joe is there!
G.I. Joe is the code name for America's daring, highly trained Special Mission Force. Its purpose? To defend human freedom against Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization determined to rule the world.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare, G.I. Joe.
Good morning, everyone. Mac here. It's Saturday morning, and we are taking a look at this, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Roadblock. We only have two more out of what I have left before we start waiting for a lot of the pre-orders. Now, with Roadblock, you see what we have here. It's the standard box we've gotten every week. Little bit of personalized art of him down here. Carries over onto the side. We have that same standard collage on the back. These symbols, and you can see this box got a little bit beat up in shipping. I forget where I ordered this one from. You can see his toe. I don't know if you can see that. His toe was even coming through the front plastic right there. And he doesn't really want to stand up on his own too much. So let's not waste any more time. And let's just get him out of the box. And we will take a look at G.I. Joe Classified Roadblock. Okay, friends, here he is. Roadblock, out of the box and upright. And the first thing we do, we put the tape measure to him. We see how he measures up compared to the other figures. And he comes in at approximately to the top of his head. Actually, he's about 6 3/4 inches tall. So he's a 1/4 inch taller than most of the other Joes, which is fitting. Roadblock is supposed to be a big dude. And as you can see, he actually does have a little bit more beef to him than some of the other ones. You can especially see it down here in the legs. And his arms, I believe, are a different sculpt. Can't say too much about the torso because this rubber vest that he wears doesn't come off. Even if you pop his head off, you would have to take him off at the waist or pop his arms out to get this thing off. And I don't want to go all into that. But before we get any further, let's look at the articulation on him. It's going to be pretty much the same that we're used to with the G.I. Joe Classified. Head does a full 360 turn. Goes up, goes down. I know I did that backwards. There is some rock side to side. Not much, but there is some there. It is on a ball joint. Arms come out to the sides. Full rotation at the elbows. Has butterfly joint at the shoulders. I'm sorry, full rotation at the shoulders. Butterfly joint at the shoulders. Bicep swivel. Double jointed elbows with some great travel to them. Wrist swivels. Pivots in and out on both hands. No up and down. He does have an ab crunch, though it's hard to make use of because of his vest. He has a little bit of a swivel up and down play at the waist. Has a waist twist. Legs will come out to the sides and do the splits. They go forward, not so much back. They can more go out to the side. Thigh swivel. Double jointed knees, but because his legs are so beefy, they don't close up nearly as much as some of the other Joes do. Boot cut. Ankle pivot. Or ankle rocker that is ratcheted. I don't know if you can hear that. And the pivot side to side. So he has all of our standard G.I. Joe articulation. Now, before we go any further, you'll notice this is not the redeco of Roadblock. This is the first edition that came out. The only redeco I am interested in getting is Scarlet. I do have her on order. I think I have her on pre-order or pre-order/reorder with Big Bad Toy Store. The redecos kind of upset me because it was like, oh, you guys are taking this seriously. Okay, well, we better paint these up right. They got rid of the gold. They made them black. I think they made his pants black. Same thing with Duke. I think they made his colors a little darker. I think his Roadblock's gloves are a different color. And I'm pretty sure the belt straps on the vest are black instead of this gray. For me, if I didn't already have Roadblock, I'd go out and get a new one. If I didn't already have Duke, I'd go out and get the redeco. But I already have them. The redeco doesn't matter that much to me. So I'm going to stay with the ones that I have because they're pretty much going to be the same figures, just with a different paint job. Not like the Roadblock Target exclusive, where it's a completely different mold. He has his toque, he has his sunglasses, it's a different sculpt with the same weapon, but I'm also not interested in getting that one either. So we'll just be going with our standard 6-inch version of Roadblock right here. That is a fairly decent update to his 3 3/4-inch figure. I believe this is supposed to be a 6-inch version of the second Roadblock that came out. Obviously not the one that's wearing the camouflage tank top. The second figure that came out that had the green shirt with the red buckles, just like this one does, but I believe the 3 3/4 actually had sleeves. So it's kind of a combination of the first two Roadblocks, but I think it's definitely patterned more after the second one. And if you take a look at Roadblock's head, Roadblock does have a really good sculpt to him, and also he has some really good paint app to his face as well, because sometimes with these G.I. Joe Classified, and you saw it with Duke last week, sometimes the eyes don't come out right, but Roadblock definitely has like these intense forward-looking eyes, and I really like the job that they did on him. Now, he comes with a few accessories, not much. First off, he comes with is this knife. And this is just, all of the Joes pretty much come with a knife or a sidearm. We're used to seeing that. This is nothing major, just a silver knife, but I do like where it goes, that it sheathes right here in his vest. And it's amazingly small compared to some of the other knives that we've seen, especially small for Roadblock. Like, I thought it was going to be something bigger and beefier like we've seen for Snake Eyes, but for Roadblock, it's just a little small for him, and I was kind of surprised. Now that is where all sense of reality goes out the door, because I've said this before, that the G.I. Joe Classified series has a very Fortnite feel to it, and nothing makes me believe that more than this. Roadblock's railgun. In all honesty, how can you issue Roadblock without Ma Deuce? It was iconic to the character. It was his thing. Like, that's what he's known for, carrying around the M2. Why would they give him this? And I kind of get that Hasbro didn't want to put realistic weapons in the first couple waves, but that seems to have gone out the door, because if you take a look at Flint, he's packing a shotgun. This is just, I'm sorry, this is just ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking with this. Like, at least some of the other weaponry that they've given the Joes, it at least looks like it could be a real-world weapon. This is just ridiculous. I don't know what they were thinking. This is very Fortnite, very sci-fi. If you take a look here, it even comes with a clip. This big thing works off of a clip. And the clip slots in right there like that. And that's the only place you can store the clip. There's no place on Roadblock that he can like pouch it or anything. So there's two places to hold it. This handle up top, and then this handle up front, so that he can two-hand it as if he was carrying Ma Deuce, but we all know it's not. One good thing is that his hands are positioned in a way to comfortably hold his weapon. The only problem is that because of the way both of his hands are positioned, it doesn't really give him a good grip on his knife, but I guess when you have something like this, you're not really going to be using the knife that much anyway. The other thing that's kind of confusing to me is this part right here, that if you look at this, this does have a secondary handle, but because of how thick this is and how far back the stock goes, he can't actually hold it right there. And I've tried a bunch of different ways, but he can't hold it in a way that looks natural. He can't hold it in a way that looks like he could actively use it in battle. What I would have liked, especially with something this big, and because they didn't put a whole lot of pack in with Roadblock, that if they would have put a mount right here and maybe put a tripod on it so he could have laid on the ground and shouldered it and used that trigger right there, like an M2, I think that would have been a really interesting way to use this thing. But as it stands now, I don't know what they were planning with this. So that's what we have this morning, friends. We have Roadblock. All in all, he's a fan favorite. I'm glad I have him as part of my collection. I had 2 versions of Roadblock with my 3 3/4 line. I was really happy. Actually, no, 3. I think I had a Tiger Force version too. I was really happy that he came out. I think he was part of Wave 2, or was he part of Wave 1? I can't even remember at this point. But I just wish they would have done something more than this. So now I am on the lookout for a 6-inch scale, 1/12 scale, M12, with or without tripod, preferably maybe with a belt hanging out of it, because we got to get this thing out of his hands, and we got to get his Ma Deuce in his grip, just because it's going to be, as Michael Mercy says, it's going to be unfinished business until we get the right weapon in our boy's hand here. So until we get that, play well, everyone. Stay safe, stay healthy, and as always, thank you for watching.
He never gives up, he'll stay till the fight's won. G.I. Joe will dare. G.I. Joe!